Microphone check. Peter Chebe live comment section. Testing sound.
Nomor sisa, ini dari 64. Aku pikir dia sisa.
A very good evening, dear viewers. Now this is one of two matches of which I'm left with streaming before the close of the day's action. Welcome back to the Masters International Carnival at exactly 10 p.m. on this chilly Sunday evening on the 7th of December 2025 is the start of the men's Second Life quarterfinals. On show, representing the team that is representing the team that is Q Masters, but from the country of Zambia, ROYD KABWE donning green is taking on Tanzania's SALIM BEANO donning blue, racing to 7 for a place in the semi-finals. This action is on Break and Finish Live Facebook as well as Peter Chobe Live YouTube with the same exact commentary. Two frames have been played so far, with scores so far shared between the players who are aiming to make it into the semi-finals for ROYD for the second time for SALIM, for what will be the first time in a tournament that has seen a good number of shocks. You get a feeling that maybe the defending champion could follow other stars that have exited this competition. Today, Sami totally out, but in, especially from the Tanzanian pass Messi, and then Saif Hamad, nicknamed the Ghost Rider. 4 quarterfinals are happening on, and now this is ROYD utilizing frame number 3 to gain the lead that he got after having a single visit of the table in frame number 1, losing frame number 2, now regaining the lead by putting black to the side pocket right. Here comes the defending champion, ROYD 2 and Salim 1, race to 7. In the meantime, tomorrow 10 a.m. East African time shall be the resumption of action, but this time until we get to the 3 champions, that is in the men's team event, the men's singles as well as the ladies singles. 4 matches lined up in the team quarterfinals and then 2 matches in the team semifinals. The ladies shall be playing their first life and second life finals. The men shall be playing their first life and second life finals. In the ladies category today, the Ugandan Julie Namuhanga has qualified into the second life final. She will be taking on the winner of the match between 2 other Ugandans, Rukia and Amina. Therefore, in the ladies' second life final, it will be an all-Ugandan affair. In their first life final, it will be Kenya's Penina Rose Njoki taking on Amina. If Amina wins that match, then it will be an all-Ugandan grand final. In the men's event, it will be in the first life final, Moses Mofia of Zambia taking on Caesar Chandiga of Uganda. Then in the second life final, it's still 8 players involved after this match, and then the next we shall be knowing the 2 that will be playing the second life final, which is an actual semi-final. Collins Toy City is taking on Musa Mukwega, a Kenyan in the top 8. That is impressive. Another Kenyan, Noah Flashboy Etabo, is on show. It could be, who knows, 2 Kenyans into the semi-finals. That would be such an outing for the Kenyan team. Samuel Kingori is asking if Henry Mwangi is still involved in the competition, and the answer is a big no. Yes, for some time Rutomengwa, the network has been unstable. I was just told yesterday that it is deliberate actually from perhaps the authorities to lower the internet speed for whatever reasons. George Ndungu, thank you for watching. You're asking how Salim did reach this level. Now let me give you a reminder. In the last edition of the Q Masters International Carnival in Dar es Salaam, Salim reached the round of last 16. He lost to the eventual first runner-up Caesar. A race to 7 it was. I also do remember swimming that match on this very platform, and Caesar won by 7 frames to 5. Salim, first time I saw him was when the Tanzanian snipers team did make a tour of Uganda. He played in the competition of the Polar Station of Uganda that was called the Grand Open Championship in 2023 in April. He reached the round of last 32 of a tournament of 128 players. Mana Happy, thank you for watching. Asking if Caesarman is still in the second life. No, he was defeated earlier today by Abeid Dow. That match was live. And as well, thank you for watching. Waswa James reminding us to like the stream. ROYD 2 and Salim 1. Race to 7. I believe that this match shall be concluded perhaps in the next 50 minutes or so. From the Facebook stream, thank you for watching. Ishmael Daish asking if Caesar is out of the competition. No, but in the second life he's out, having been defeated by Abeid Dow of Tanzania. Since then, Abeid was as well defeated. Jonathan, thank you for watching. Asking about who eliminated Fikoti. opponent was Salim. Opponent was Salim. He's called Sharmak. I've been briefed, and he's taking on Saif Hamad in the quarterfinals. Blessings Mwamba, thank you for watching from Zambia. Hannington Emmanuel, you are watching from Kenya. Thank you for watching. You are asking about the name of the players from Kenya. The two players involved are Collins Toei City and Noah Etabo Flashboy. Two Kenyans in the second life quarterfinals. From Bomet in Kenya, thank you for watching, Simon Kering. Now, how good can Salim play here? Wanting to cut yellow, play the cue ball into the yellow that is touching red. Perhaps cue ball bouncing off the top cushion. That's the shot he's playing. Yes! It's played to perfection from the Tanzanian. Not a bad way whatsoever to showcase his skill. Most especially when faced off against the tournament's defending champion. Has to avoid contact now between white and red. Contact is avoided. The shot is on target. Still has work to do. Cue ball isn't natural. Once he puts the last yellow on the table, if he were to put black with ease, plays a little off cushion into the yellow, white round the black. There he goes. The most tempting shot is trying out a combination with black following red into the same corner pocket bottom right. If he did, we would be winning the frame in pretty much the most beautiful way. Here is the shot. Combination is the attempt, and it is in. The frame is won by Salim BEANO and has been won quite beautifully. ROYD 2, Salim 2, race to 7. To dear viewers, in this race to 7, which has pretty much turned into a race to 5, you are watching the Q Masters International Pool Championship 2nd edition coming live from Q Masters in Arusha, where in the second live quarterfinals, the tournament's defending champion ROYD is drawing with Salim BEANO racing to 7. Of course, it's quite challenging to the Tanzanian players, ROYD having moved from Lusaka, becoming resident in Tanzania, signing a contract with the team that is Q Masters and inspiring someone that is sponsored in Tanzania and managed in Tanzania to win a comp for both Tanzania and Zambia. It was the first competition of all Africa's major comps that was won by a Zambian player, the Q Masters International Carnival, 1st edition. In the 2nd edition, however, ROYD did not play past the round of last 32. Needs to utilize his second life of the tournament, in which now no player has 2 lives in the tournament. It was only Caesar and Murphy at the start of the day. Since then, both players have lost their second lives, and now everybody, the 8 players, actually 10 who are in the tournament, are now at equal par. ROYD perhaps on the verge of winning the frame. Yellow to the side pocket left. by simple roll. Black to the corner pocket, bottom right, will give ROYD a third frame 1 out of 5 this time round with just one single visit of the table. The defending champion is meaning business here. Wins frame number 5, gains his lead again. ROYD 3 and SALIM 2 race to 7. Etabo, the Kenyan Flash Boy, is leading by 2 frames to nil against a Tanzanian player called Mbongo. ROYD KABWE leads against SALIM BEANO by 3 frames to 2. Of Tanzania is down by 2 frames to 1 against Saif Hamad. It is 1-1 between City and the Tanzanian Musa Mkwega Messi. The other match happening on table number 5 is the ladies' second life semi-final, and only 4 months ago. Once again, Zambia 4 and Tanzania 2. And there goes the break by SALIM. And the split of the balls would have been exceptional, only that there is a red so close to a yellow just around the corner pocket top left. You would imagine he may want to play the yellow, one of the yellows, put it off the red or that yellow, try and go for the frame, leaving all the balls in space. Whether or not he were to go for the reds, he will be having the situation at the corner pocket top left to concern his mind. He's been participating in so many of the international competitions. He's a member of the Q Masters team, the Q Masters Tanzanian team. Just for your information, there are 2 Q Masters teams. There is what they call Q Masters International. That's the team that has a few Tanzanian players and some international players that are ROYD, Kelvin and Mofia. Then the Q Masters Tanzania has the likes of SALIM BEANO, strictly Tanzanian players. So it's some kind of Q Masters derby here. Better call it a Tanzania-Zambia derby. The two countries are neighbors with each other. They share a border at Tunduma. So the rivalry is always going to be there. Sports is always like that. I do love his offensive play, Salim. His game is attack. And the only way ROYD is bettering him, at least for the first 6 frames, is the fact that ROYD has been attacking slightly better. There is a miss, a very big miss by Salim. The nod of his head tells the whole story. Perhaps he knows that with a miss that big, more likely than not, he'll be losing a 5th frame out of 7. Almost unhealthy it is to allow ROYD to take a 3 frames lead, especially with him having a tournament. He's just trying to defend. Who doesn't remember that night in August last year at Q Masters in Dar es Salaam when he defeated Caesar in the final? And what a night of celebration from the Tanzanians and Zambian fans, those who stay in Tanzania, those Zambians, and then the Tanzanian pool fans. The celebration, the songs after ROYD winning his first ever international pool competition. And yes, the way he was picked up at the airport in Dar es Salaam at the Julius Nyerere International Airport. Indeed, some kind of sporting hero for the meantime. He has sight of both of the reds left on the table, maybe both portable to the same center pocket right. May want to put the one closer to the cue ball first. With the top spin, I'm not so certain where the white will be played. He's perhaps just gotten the shot all wrong. For Salim, it will be a chance. An unforeseen chance, an unexpected chance, nonetheless a chance. Close to black near the center pocket, left. He'll be having it in mind now. That's why he's leaving a cut between white, yellow, such that as he rolls, the remaining yellow to the ski ball having to move off the top cushion and the whole distance of the table back. Here he is with a little bit of right spin on the cue ball. The shot has been played to perfection by Salim. Now simply needing to roll the yellow. He may not have to be so adventurous. It's risky. He's adventurous. He draws the cue ball backwards. He needs a cut on the black to put it to the center pocket left for him to win his 3rd out of 7. Here he is aiming and shooting and putting and pulling one back. Salim BEANO 3 and ROYD KABWE 4. Race to 7. The snipers Polo Club player Mbongo 1, Noah Flashboy Etabo of Kenya and Michana 2, ROYD KABWE 4, Salim BEANO 3. It is 3-1 between Saif Hamad and Kinara, with Saif leading. And perhaps still 2 frames to 0. Sorry, 2 frames to 2 between Musa Mukwega and Colin Tuwe. In the ladies semi-final, Rokia Naiga 2 and Amina Nganda 3. That's an all ladies final. Ladies are racing to 5. I do believe that from wherever you're watching, the video is as clear can be. I have an issue with the lighting, that's why I had to elevate the tripod high enough to avoid the excessive competition between the camera and source of light of the table, which is a little too close, and it normally does affect the video quality. With that elevation, I believe that we are good to go. ROYD can only be good to go if he can finish this frame. He's now having 4 yellows on the table, putting one now to the corner pocket top left. Cue ball played just a little into the red. The 3 yellows on the table are pretty much portable. The problem is the black, with ROYD having the cue ball bounce off 3 cushions. Well, so close to the last yellow. I'm calling it the last yellow because it may be the one he may have to play last if he decides to put yellow to the center pocket right first. Nonetheless, the yellow close to the cue ball is as well still portable to the corner pocket bottom left. He's imagining where he will have to position cue ball for black if he were to finish the 2 yellows with his visits of the table, and you fancy that he will. The pot of the black, not easy whatsoever. Having the cue ball at the bottom end of the table, for him to put black either to the center pocket left, maybe corner pocket top left, will not come easy. Ngota Richard, thank you for watching. Tibamanya Timothy, George Ndungu, thank you for watching. And Roy Jurgens, welcome to the stream. As ROYD attempts to put yellow to the side pocket left, maybe have the cue ball move towards the bottom end of the table, maybe play the cue ball into black, maybe one of the reds close to black, off the cushion, avoiding red. Well, he just played with a little too much power. His intention is to manipulate cue ball to put black to the corner pocket bottom right. Now he's going for corner pocket bottom left. I think he will be okay. He uses too little energy. That will not be going in. That will instead be chance for Salim BEANO to take the frame away by putting his 6, perhaps 7 reds on the table, and the black, all of them in pretty good space. The frame is finishable, but has to get his pattern right, Salim. After these matches, 4 of them in number, we shall be having immediate second life semi-finals, and those will close the day. (3-3) in the ladies semi-final between the Ugandans Rukia and Amina. I don't think that will go down as a very good shot from Salim. He now, for recovery, needs to put black at the same red at the corner pocket where there is black. Playing the cue ball into the 2 reds that are supposed to be dead balls. Getting himself in trouble and getting himself out of the same trouble. Seemingly going for a clearance, which will be an equalizer for him for the first time in the match. Actually, the second time. Last time was when it was 1-1. Again, having to put red diagonally, avoid the contact between white and black, which he does. The rest should be a formality. Salim BEANO on the verge of playing black. He has just used 1 Just one visit over the table to put all. As it is, dear viewers, the defending champion ROYD KABWE of Zambia could make it into the second live semi-finals if he can win 3 frames before his opponent can win 2. Sorry, can win 2 before his opponent can win 3 over the remaining 4. Because yes, ROYD leads by 5 frames to 4. He really needs the breaks to be good. Yes, good enough it is, because he has gotten to pot 1 yellow. A little bit tricky, taking the decision either to play the yellows or the reds. The yellows are fewer. There's a yellow ball occupying the corner pocket top right. There is a red ball occupying the center pocket left. The cue ball is in space. The table is open. If he plays yellow into red and then gets to pot both like he has done, the table still remains open. Now, clearly, the defending champion wants to play yellows. Maybe play a yellow into a yellow. The yellow ball that is near the black spot. Oops, this is a little bit careless. When it's your turn to close the table, it's normally better to close the table with the easiest available option. And the table remains open. For once, the game reading by the defending champion has been completely wrong. There were other choices of balls to put. Hopefully for Salim, he does know that the table remains open. He clearly wants to play red into the yellow. Yes, he does close the table. Now Salim plays yellows. He will be as guilty as charged ROYD for playing a more difficult shot, given the tension surrounding the frame and the fact that his opponent could equalize in the match if he wins this ongoing frame. And also he's a quality opponent who has got what it takes to take down ROYD, as well with the home ground advantage in his favor. ROYD now on the reds, 6 of them they are. Salim on yellows, 4 of them they are. The black is there for the taking. For the first time in the match, in the ladies semi-finals, the tournament defending champion Rukia Naiga leads by 4 frames to 3 against her countrymate Amina Faith Nganda. The rest is to 5 if Rukia wins that match. If Amina doesn't win 2 frames in a row, then there will be a second live final between Rukia and Julie, all Ugandan. The first live semi-final shall be played between Amina and Penina Rose of Kenya. ROYD has this chance that has come again, where he dropped a chance to play the easier balls positioned on the table, where he opted to close with a relatively difficult shot. Could all count for something in his favor if he finishes these reds. 3 of them they are in number now, and the black, he may have to tap the cue ball a little backwards. Not really. His pattern hasn't been so right, most especially in this ongoing frame. He's just a little bit fortunate that his balls are positioned well. Anyway, now to put the red is looking at the corner pocket bottom right, drawing the cue ball backwards, but not backwards enough again for ROYD. Not a pattern he's executing well. He will have a cut on the red, a sharp one. Try to put it to the corner pocket top right. Maybe move the cue ball all the way off to cushions towards the bottom end of the table, where the black is first. He has support, has to manipulate the cue ball well, has to avoid contact between white and yellows. That is the other side of ROYD, getting himself in trouble, getting himself out of the same trouble with sheer skill. Frame number 10 is won by the defending champion, as much as 5 of the first 9. ROYD KABWE 6, Salim BEANO 4, race to 7.
kuona majanga yao. Yaani tunamwona yule bwana. Kwa nini namheshimu sana? Ulize marehemu Tonga. Mabata. Ulize Mabata. Hiyo buku watu wanajaa hivi. Ukuma anakula vidole anachechemea kidole. Ana kitambi anakula.
Tomorrow. Usikose kesho. Never miss tomorrow. Kesho tutapata finalist hapa.
Huyu bwana kaifa kuna zake ndio maana najua.
Shukran sana kwa mwenyekiti Makamba. Mchezo ulikuwa wakati sana kwa Tanzania. Ambayo kwa mambo mengi sana ambayo yanakuwa kuwepo. So nilikuwa nasema kesho sikose bado tuendelea.
Now should ROYD make a clearance of this ongoing frame, then it will be the last of the match, because a race to 7 it is. He's just one frame away. He has been so fast in his attacking play. It is the quickest match of all four that are happening in the quarterfinals so far. It is the only one where the player on the table has a chance to make it into the semifinals if they win their ongoing visit of the table. Now playing yellow, off cushion and off red, of course with purpose not only to pot but also open up the pocket where he expects maybe to pass the black, and opens up the black even more. Has some work to do. If he's to manipulate cue ball for the black, may have to pot but have the cue ball bounce off two cushions. 1, 2. Look at the movement of the cue ball. That is the best of ROYD KABWE. The rest is a formality. The defending champion is... I'm even speechless. Maybe he became too complacent. Maybe in his mind he potted the ball before his body had. The table is so welcoming of cushion drives. Almost automatically, as long as the ball is well driven right against the cushion, it goes in almost automatically. I can't believe that the defending champion, with all the stakes involved of him making it into the semi-finals with simply rolling the black, that ROYD got to miss the ball. In retaliation, SALIM plays a safety. But after the safety, ROYD will not be fouling. SALIM will be snookering yet again. Looks as though very slight sight of the black ROYD has. Very slight. Decides to play off cushion and misses the black and fouls. Almost certainly you would say that SALIM is winning frame number 11. If you took a screenshot of the frame about 2 minutes ago, you wouldn't believe, with the new screenshot taken now, that the frame is not yet done, that the frame is on the verge, in my opinion, of being won by SALIM. BEANO. Still 7 balls to go, but he has used the free shot to move one of his would-be bad reds close to the center pocket. Has the task of potting 6 reds, and then the black, you do fancy that he will.
Scoring into the match, which is 4.
Welcome aboard. Has now hit the 570 mark watching this action combined on Facebook and YouTube. Thank you, Africa. Watching Salim BEANO stealing frame number 11 away from ROYD.
ROYD 6. This is 4. Oh. And now Salim. Salim was number 6-5. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow's program.
Pleasantly.
This is our KABWE quarterfinals. After the semifinals.